Hi YouTubers and all interested in mosaics. Today we're going to do a tutorial on how to mosaic this egg. This egg you can buy on the internet. There's many wood shops. These are pretty inexpensive. They're about 4 inches tall. Okay, and we will use these types of tiles. Not so much this 10, but a lot of these 5 and 3 millimeters tiles. And I use weld bond. You can buy it in smaller amounts. It's easy to use, cleans up real easy, and works very well. I use one of these. And before we start, I'd like to show you some of the eggs. That I've made. These are a little more complicated, but the one we'll be making will be very simple. Very nice design. We're going to start very simple. Just put it down, put it all over, just a thin layer. Comes off easy on your hands, no problem. Usually I like to do most of the upper half and then do the bottom later so I can rest it on the bottom and wait for the glue to dry. Then we can do the bottom. Then you can just rub off the glue or wash your hands and it will come off real fast, just like we used to do in grade school. By the way, before I forget, these are from Tiny Tiles. You can buy them online. It's the website's called Tiny Tile Mosaics. They also have these ovals, which are 2 millimeter by 5, and they also have triangles, and they all come in very nice earth tone colors. Top half, the majority of the top half is dry, so now we're just going to put the glue on the bottom of the egg. Remember, thin, very thin. You'll forgive me if the quality is not, or the video is not that good, but you get the definite idea. So now, you can't lay it back down on the wet glue, so you're going to use like a small cup or something like a small shot glass or something, and it'll stand. Then once the bottom is dry, then we can go to the next step. This is the table that I'm working on, and as you can see, it's fairly level, so that's pretty important. Okay, so we're ready to mark the middle of the egg, or approximate middle. It doesn't really matter. You get a box or something, or CD cases to line them up so it's about halfway the height. Put your pen there and just start spinning slowly, making sure there's nothing underneath your egg. Keep the pen always straight, and there we are. This little guy, this little line here, we're not going to worry about that. It'll all come out in the wash. Straighten itself out. Okay, we have the middle. Okay, for the first line, we're going to use this really nice blue, dark blue tile. Now, sometimes you might find that there'll be a little dimple sticking out. You can see it right there, very easily removed with your finger. So now it's not going to get in the way when you start laying the tiles down. Now we're going to start putting the glue down very little glue because these tiles are very small. Try and go as close to the line as possible without going over. Okay, we'll do that much for now. Also, I have this very handy tool. You don't have to use it. You could use a blade or a knife, a dull knife. You just want to even out. Again, if you put really little amount, you don't have to do this. Point is, you don't want the glue coming up between the tiles. Okay. The first tile. We're going to put it nice and level, right up to the line. And this is where that little tool of mine comes in very handy. You just wipe it off a little bit so you know you're on the line. Okay, next one. Nice and level with the other one. Looks pretty level. Put them real close next to each other. No grout lines, minimum grout lines, because we're going to grout this later. Okay, so we put a few more down. I'm going to put the last one in this line. You don't want to go too much with the glue because then the glue will dry and skin over. Before you can finish a line, and you don't want that. Okay. Looks good so far. Okay, now we're going to put on some more glue, very little. Remember, it's a small tile. Okay, all good. Next. See, a good reason for cleaning up is because the glue, will harden. And then when it's time to put the next tile under it, it won't come close to the existing tile. Okay, as we can see here, we're coming to the end of the first line. Hope you're finding this real easy so far. Just takes a little patience, a little diligence. Now you see how there's a little space between the last. It's no problem because you can move it because your glue is still fresh. And it's all good. Line one done. Okay, on the next line, we're going to do a very nice beige they call Sahara. Done. It looks okay. Now I wonder what the next line should be below the blue. Okay, I guess for the third line we're going to use this ecru or melon, cantaloupe, whatever it's called. I think it's going to go nice with the against the blue. Then we can go into some other exotic earth tone color. Nice and straight, and then when you put it in where you like it, you kind of give it a little little push. Sorry if I keep going off the screen. Notice how with this color, it's beginning to take on a personality of its own. Now, you can use really anything you want. You can use beads. Anything small. And hopefully the same size. Although you can do whatever you want. It's really no rules. Just a few. Third line is done. Now we're going to choose a contrasting color. Now, the next color we're going to use is called ochre. Comes in 2 shades. It's a wonderful color to sort of stabilize your colors, but yet lets you start anew with different colors. Okay, now we're starting with the ochre on the bottom. That gives us room to change colors as we go on up and down. Now, you can see that this one is clearly too big to slide in there, barely. So, with that, I'm going to use this my trusty little nippers just to get a little bit off. Cleaning. Okay, so now we are done with 2 ochres in each side, and we might start to do some triangles now. The 6th line, we're going to do triangles on that one, a red and a dark yellow. Why? So the next line can be blue, because red and yellow go with blue. Okay. Okay, we put on quite a bit. Wow, that's quite a way to go. But we're here, and we're just gonna persevere. This is done. This row is done. And we're going to go down here and do the same thing. Same red and yellow. Started off with this nice turquoise blue. Almost done. Okay, so it doesn't fit a little bit, so we move this one back, move that one back, move, oops. Sometimes that happens, no big deal. Just move this boy back here. A little adjusting here and there. Next in line is going to be dark green with an ochre, oval alternately. Okay, the green and the oval alternate is done. And we've started on the next line with a real nice burnt orange. We're going to finish that up and then start on the next line. We're about to finish up now. Just a few more. And look at that, just enough room for the last one. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to cut a custom piece for that little hole. Just going to do an approximate cut. Now we're going to see if it fits. Push a little bit, adjust a little bit, and then what do we do? Of course, clean. Okay, we went with the dark blue as in the center. Did it up here to kind of give these guys their own chapter in this project. Okay, so now again we have this. It's a little more than a half of a tile. So just gonna approximate, let's see. Something like that, maybe a little smaller. Okay. Okay, kind of even it out a little bit. With your thumb, or any way you want to do it. So this line is done, looking good. Maybe do something triangle up here. We'll see. We'll figure out the colors. Okay, we're starting off again with another color. Okay, starting off. Sometimes one triangle is larger than the other, so I'm just going to push the smaller one up a little bit to make it even. It'll clean up. Very important. If you don't do that now, you'll be sorry later. Next, we'll do some other, not sure what color. We'll figure it out. Okay, we put the ochre down, and now we're putting this nice turquoise like we did down here. I'm going to finish that up. Okay, nice and even, clean up. Okay, we'll be choosing another color. We've done 2 more rows. A little burgundy and a very light brown with turquoise and ochre. And here on top, we're not going to do that now. We're going to do that last. Here on top will be a very cobalt blue in very small 3 millimeters. It'll be a nice top. And of course, still have the bottom half to do. Most likely, we're just going to do the same going up, going down. Maybe with a little bit of different here and there. Okay, as we said, we're going to move on down to start this. And I've already put down this row. And we're going to kind of continue in the same motif as we go on downward. Probably do a different blue down here and so on. Okay, we went with this color. It's slightly different than these up here. Not much. Very nice turquoise. Decided to go with a very nice hunter green and the ochre. Okay. Last row is done. Or the row we were just doing is done. I made another line here just to make sure that, I'm following the levelness of it so far. It's not too bad. We've started the burnt orange in the bottom. Almost done. Okay, the next color will be blue. Now the reason I turned all these upside down to see if the bottoms are good. There's no dimples, nothing to get in the way of it standing nice and flat. So we'll start with the blue. As always, you don't need a lot of glue because the tiles are small. So the slightest amount of glue will adhere them, because this wood is very nice and it absorbs and works well with the tiles. That's what usually happens. If the line below, the line, past line, the orange that we did, we needed to cut one. Now, as the circumference goes less and less because the egg tapers off, most likely the next line, it'll end up perfect. That's how it goes sometimes, not all the time. Okay, for the next row, decided to do the copper and little mango color there. Copper is very nice. Maybe this camera doesn't show it off too good, but trust me, it's nice. Okay, now comes to the end. We're at the end here. So, from the last line to the edge is approximately 12 millimeters. So we have these are 5 millimeters, and these really little guys, they're 3 millimeters. So if I put one more row here, that will leave me with 7 millimeters to the edge. Let's say I put this color, one more row, that will leave me 7 millimeters here. The little guys are 3 millimeters. That leaves me a millimeter, which is perfect, because then it will come right to the edge, and the next tile up here, it'll lead me right to the edge. Sorry, I keep taking the camera away. I keep getting out of view, but the last tile should come right on this edge, right on that edge. So those last tiles will come to the edge, and then the following tiles will be this way on the bottom, and it should match up perfect. So let's hope for the best. Okay, the last line we're going to go with is an ochre, a lighter ochre. Notice here, these are darker ochres. These are a little lighter. So we separated them, so we're going to go with the lighter ochre, because it goes better with these dark copper tiles. Okay, So now you can see that leaves approximately nine, so that equals 3 tiles, 3 little guys to finish it off, as we're going to do up here as well, with the same color, here and here. A nice cobalt blue. Okay, so we did the bottom with some cobalt blue. We're going to do something special there. This is a gift for a friend of mine who's having a birthday coming up. We're going to try and put his initials in here somewhere. We've done the top with the same kind of cobalt blue as it's down here. And now as the crown on the top, I found this little Millefiori. Can't get it too close. It's a little piece of glass with the design in it. It's from Italy. It's called Millefiori. They come in canes, or you can get them already cut up. There we go. Now it's nice and level. Anyway, that's what I usually do on the top of my eggs. Like, for instance, this one did a little bigger Millefiori. Nice little crown. And so on. And then we'll see what we'll do here on the bottom. Now we're going to customize the bottom. This is a gentleman with the initials JPM, which I am going to gift to him for his birthday. This is very, very difficult, but we will get through it. It'll be a little clearer when you fill in the background. Should be okay. Okay, here we are on the complicated stuff. Yeah, this is pretty, hold on. This is pretty hard. But it'll be worth it in the end. Actually, the most difficult part of this is going to be the cutting, because this little area have to be cut, and these tiles are very small to begin with, so this is how it's gonna be. Okay, filled in there between the P and the N. I don't know how that one got crooked, but between the P and the M, I mean. Just gonna go right, continue on this way. So for this next piece, I believe this piece is going to be in the way. So what I did was, you can see I kind of nipped it, took a little corner off. Okay, as you can see, it's done, and the initials for this individual I'm giving this to as a birthday gift is done. This was pretty difficult to do. That's why I didn't go through the details of doing this, because if you are a beginner in this, this will be overwhelming, and I don't want you to get turned off at making something that's pretty nice. Okay, next we're going to wait a day, and then tomorrow we will grout all this. And grouting is fun because it's pretty easy and it's sloppy, and you get it on your hands and you just rub it all over, and then it's done and finished. Okay, so the egg is finished, and now the glue is dried. There was the initials for the birthday recipient, and now we're going to grout it. Now, what you're going to need is some grout, nicely mixed to the consistency of peanut butter, and a good sponge. So, grouting an egg is very, very easy because it's small. So all I do is I don't usually use gloves. You can use gloves. It just washes right off. So then you just start, here, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Then you just start rubbing it in. Just get it all over. Making sure you kind of press in so that it goes between the tiles. I'm sure some of you have done this before. Real easy. Eggs are real easy. Other projects, they're a little, because you don't know whether you're using the right color and you're apprehensive while you're doing it. But then I like to work from the bottom. Now I got everything, then I work my way to the top. Okay, then we wait about, I usually wait about 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and then we wipe it off with the sponge. Okay. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. It's kind of hazing over. And now we just wipe. Okay, so now we inspect, which is kind of tedious, but we inspect to see if the grout has gone where it should go, if there are any tiles that aren't grouted. Just carefully look. There's a little bit of glue, so we'll just take care of that. Okay, now we wait until the grout has hazed over. That means it's become dry. Then we wipe it with a nice cloth. Could be anything. Could be an old t-shirt, an old sock. It doesn't really matter. And then that will polish it up, and it will be ready for presentation. Okay. Okay, as you can see, it's hazed over. I don't know if you can see it that well. My lighting stinks. But now we just use an old sock. It doesn't matter. Just do kind of gently so you don't maybe snag a tile that's maybe sitting up too high, because they're not all the same. So just kind of use this motion up to like half. Then you do the bottom, go down, downward. Okay, folks, I want to thank you for hanging in with me during this project. I think we made a pretty nice piece. Yeah, there's always a few things here and there, but for the most part, it came out pretty good. Thanks a lot, folks, and if you like, please subscribe. And next thing I will be doing will be a lamp made from glass, millifioris, anything transparent that's going to look nice. Hope you join me then.